Hey guys, Evie here. So I'm doing another music video, this time from the Professor Layton series. I'd really recommend playing Professor Layton games, by the way, before I say anything else, because it is really awesome. It is about Professor Layton and his assistant Emmy and apprentice Luke. So Professor Herschel Layton is a professor at Gresham University in London, and he is a professor of archaeology, which piques my interest straight away. And it is a really amazing game full of adventure and puzzles. So if you're into puzzles and like adventure, well, I would recommend the Professor Layton games. Absolutely amazing. Especially because most games are very emotional in the ending, and I love that because it actually does get a tear to the eye, which not many games do with me, to be honest. Even some horror games don't even make me cry, so yeah. Anyway, I'm playing the soundtrack, not Star Trek, by the way, London Streets Remapped, which is a very nice, easy tune to learn. I'm doing it, by the way, on my Yamaha keyboard. For those who are interested, when you tick in style, when you press the button, sorry, Dutch as well on here. So I want to put a nice melody kind of thing in the back, so it's a beat. And when you click in 129, you can get this beat. It's called Italy Waltz, and it's a very nice beat. I am also doing it on the violin with dual. Like that, so that's what it sounds like. And I hope you guys enjoy London Streets Remapped. Stops exactly at measure 80. Good me. So yeah, that was Professor Layton, London Streets Remapped. Now, that is the end of the music video. If you're interested, you can keep watching and I shall tell you more about Professor Layton. So, what is Professor Layton? Some of you who are interested in games and are gamers on the Nintendo and Nintendo 3DS, like me, you can keep listening because it's only for the Nintendo and the Nintendo 3DS. And if you're not interested in this, well, thank you for watching, and comment and like below. So yeah. For those who are still watching, congratulations! You like puzzles too. Well, I'll tell you more about Professor Layton then, if you really want to listen. So, Professor Layton is about a professor called Herschel Layton, as the name might suggest. Now, Professor Layton works at Gresham University in London as a professor of archaeology, which piques my interest straight away because I'm interested in archaeology. I actually want to become an archaeologist. So, of course, it's not just a plain game about archaeology, of course, because otherwise that could be pretty boring for most people. So, he plays Professor Layton, and he has, of course, a good friend and his apprentice number 1, Luke Triton. Now, Clerk Triton and Professor Layton are good friends of each other, and so that's how we come to know Luke. Now, Luke is obsessed, kind of, I would call it, with the Professor, because he always wants to be with him. Now, it's not in a bad way, because it's very, very good. Because Luke, he can talk to animals. Yes, he can talk to animals, and they respond. So that's one or two people in the saga who are the main characters. Now, in the fourth game, I believe, fourth or fifth game? Yeah, fourth. Yeah, so Emil Tava comes in the last Spectre, or the Spectre's Call. It depends on which country you live in. Emil Tava is a very persistent young lady who insists on working with Professor Layton. Why? Well, long time ago, in a very non-existent memory actually in the game, Emil Tava and Professor Layton met, and Professor Layton helped Emil Tava out of a very difficult position. So she wanted to work with him as an assistant. So in the game, I shan't exactly tell what happens, but Professor Layton is very surprised, and he's just on the way to meet his friend Clark because he has received a mysterious letter, leading him to a very big adventure, with of course Luke and Emmy. So that is where Emmy comes in. Not only has the Professor Layton saga got 7 good games, but also a film. Now the film is an amazing film. I have watched it many times. Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva. Now, you can find it on YouTube, so you don't have to buy it, luckily. So if you're interested in it, you could also just look up Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva for a movie, and you'll certainly find one by the person of Picards. So that could already mean you could be interested. I hope so for you, because otherwise you're missing out. Now, the Professor Layton series is full of puzzles which you have to solve. So, in the whole storyline, there are, in most games, more than 100 puzzles for certain. So that is a very big plus point. And not only do you have to solve puzzles, but you really have to use your brain. And it has normal things like mathematics or spelling, but also has unusual things like which route should you take. So that is more about the Professor Layton series. We should know a few games like the Unwound or Lost Future have very emotional endings. So that's really emotional, and it really is a tearjerker. And also, it's just amazing. It's just pure amazing. Oh yeah, and the Aslan Legacy is also, the ending just jerked the tears out of me, literally. So I was playing it, and I had to cry. So yeah. The Professor Layton games are for the normal Nintendo DS, so DS Lite, as this is a normal card. And that is until Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask, where you must have a Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL. Because, of course, they're stepping up. So the last 2 games in the series are for the Nintendo 3DS, just warning you. So I was really sad when they said Professor Layton is coming to an end. Well, no, actually, at the moment, which I have been looking forward to since last year, is Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It is an amazing 3D game, which is also full of puzzles, but also full of objections. Now, I only good sentence. I just heard of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and I must say, I'm absolutely appalled myself that I haven't heard of it before. So I'm excited for that game as well. Another few things you must know about Professor Layton. He has this very old car named the Layton Mobile. Now this isn't just an old car, this is a pretty old wreck. He always drives with it. Emil Tava has a very lively ambition for yellow, actually. She has a yellow scooter, wears yellow clothes, and also is very good on martial arts. Luke Triton, well, he's a young boy. I'm not sure exactly how old he is because it differs in the games, but I've got the feeling he's between the 10 and the 13 years old. And he can speak to animals, as I said earlier, and he can be quite a crybaby. Scaredy cat, as I shall call it. So yes, that is pretty much it, I guess. Also, well, the Professor Layton wears a top hat, which you only ever see him take off in the game The Unwound or Lost Future. That's the only time you shall ever see Professor Layton without hat. And he looks so cute without it, I must say. Also, most of it plays off in London, where the Professor works, and it's very interesting, I must say myself. So I hope I have inspired you to at least have a look at the Professor Layton series, because I, myself, am so sad it's ending. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like or comment below. Haters gonna hate, and I shall see you guys in another video. So thank you guys for watching.